Alright, so on to continue my videos from last night. I don't know why I'm getting so warm, like, in my face. Like, this happened to me last night, it's happened to me now. Getting all flustered or something, I don't even fucking know, but I'm like all heated to death and it's making me feel sick. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get to this video without having issues. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in my phone again. So this one will be Canada, which was back in September. And it won't be too long of a video because I didn't meet anybody except for Cody from Set It Off. And that was at the hair end of the show. So basically, I drove up there, I think it was like the day before. Got there at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Obviously did a bunch of just random shopping and hotel hanging that day. Woke up. Went to the show, I want to say, at like noon or 11 or something like that. Hung out with these two chicks all day and just talked about Washington. They talked about Canada, and we just talked about All Time Low and Set It Off and stuff. And then, I want to say we went in around 6. Sorry, there's something on my glasses, so I'm going to sit this down and try to clean my glasses while I talk. So I want to say we went in around 6-ish. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Because I had early entry, but not meet and greet for that one. And we went in, got our spots, and then waited and waited and waited for the show to start. Show started. Nova Rockefeller was the opener, and she was great. And then what was funny was she, like, I know she did this on every show that tour, but she gave out her phone number, and, like, this wasn't, like, no faking it, because a bunch of people texted her, and she replied later. What the hell is on my, either it's in my eye or it's on my glasses, but, anywho, so then she got done. I didn't ever text her, well, 1, because I was like, that's kind of creepy, and 2, because she had a Canada phone number and I have an American phone number, I felt like it would charge me. So I just chose that I wouldn't do it, but I just took I basically wrote down her number and took a screenshot and kept it for shits and giggles, but I haven't shared it with anybody. And, then when she got done, sorry if I look like shit. Then when she was done, Set It Off came on and I rocked my ass off. Zach came over, because I was on the opposite side. Zach came over and saw me, got super ecstatic, and, like, I can't remember. He did something. I don't even remember. He, like, pointed at me and got excited or something. I just remember he got excited. Ew, excuse me. And then, after that, they played, and I just got, more and more happy. They ended. Then we waited ever so impatiently for All Time Low. All Time Low played. It was basically the exact same set list as the one back during the Future Hearts tour in America, except there was like one song removed. I don't remember which one. And then they did Tidal Waves instead, which I was overly ecstatic about because I love that song. And then they also did a cover of something. No, I don't remember. Yeah, they did American Idiot, but before that, they also did Jay-Z Ray, but the difference was that Cody was in it, which was a really big deal for me, so I videotaped it, got the whole thing. Then they ended with Dear Maria, had these high schooler boys that played all-time low music on, like, they're in a band. I forget what they said they were called, but they knew how to do Dear Maria, like, live version of Dear Maria too. So, like, they came up and they were doing it. And I guess a couple years ago when they were in Canada, they tried to do it and the singer's voice gave out and then, like, a bunch of other things happened, but they practiced consistently so that when All Time Low came back, they could do it, and they did it, and they did amazing. I was really impressed. Like, the drummer had his whole thing going at the end with the, the drumming, like, If you've ever seen All Time Low when Ryan has like his little thing before Alex and Jack talk to the crowd and stuff. I mean, they were spot on. Even like every extra note, every time they gave out the microphone and stuff, they were on it. So, yeah, and that was cool. Well, then, of course, All Time Low was just, Alex said something like, oh, we can't just end it off like that, as great as they were. We have to do our version. So they came out and they basically did the last, like, the bridge and the chorus of it. And, ended the show. Then I found my friend and we instantly went to the Set It Off thing, because she told me that after Set It Off, she went and saw Cody. And, what was funny was he was like, hey, so is that one chick with you? And she was like, yeah, she's out in the pit somewhere. And he's like, oh, well, you're going to come see me after the show too? And she was just like, yeah, of course. So when she told me that, I'm like, oh, fuck no. So her and I, we ran back up there and he saw us. And then like right as it got to be my turn to talk to him, we ended up having to go outside. So we go outside and I go to, like, I'm trying to run to make sure nobody gets in front of me because, I waited like 20 minutes inside to talk to him and I had to still drive an hour back to my hotel. So I was just kind of like, fuck. So I walked up to him and I was just like, hey, and he's like, hey, I knew you would be here. And I'm like, yeah. And it was funny because as I was running up to him, this chick got in my face and was like, you need to not run up to him. He's just a person. And I looked at her and I go, I understand that. But you know what? I waited inside 20 minutes to talk to him. And I'm sorry. I'm not going to have a bunch of people cutting me. And she was just like, well, you'll get to him eventually. I'm like, whatever, bitch. I still have to drive an hour to my fucking hotel. And then that's when he goes, hey, Megan. And she, like, shut her mouth. It was great. I was just like, yep, that's right. Get the fuck out of my face kind of thing. And yeah, we took our picture, gave him a big hug, had him write out my Set It Off tattoo, which I did end up getting. It's right there. And can't wait to show it to him and the rest of the guys in March. But yeah, so that was it, and then he talked to Jacqueline and we got our hangout and then we left and I went home, or I went back to my hotel, got some sleep. I think I woke up at like 6 a.m. the next morning and yeah, I drove home. It was a great weekend, definitely. If either one of those bands comes back to Canada, depending on when, I may consider going again, maybe. But yeah, so I guess that's the end of this video. My next one is going to be my all-time low Back to Future Hearts video, which is probably going to be extremely long, but I'm going to try not to keep it that long, so I will see you guys in that video.